Off the Record is a show from 88.1 WKNC in which DJs talk with artists about everything from their music to upcoming tours to former bandmates' birthdays. Make sure to follow WKNC on SoundCloud and Tumblr so you never miss a beat. Enjoy!
Welcome to the Saw's Butcher Shop. I am your host, your master butcher, The Saw. I'm joined today with some of Valley's, one of my local butchers that I play in the Bone Cruncher on Mondays from noon to 1 p.m. And they are right here from Raleigh. They are here today to invade my butcher shop. They'll be playing some of their favorite bands and songs, and we'll be talking about all things metal. What's up, guys? Thank you for being here tonight.
Yeah.
Hello.
Hey. Howdy.
All right. So how are you guys doing?
Doing pretty good.
That's good. So, just tell me, who you guys are, what you guys do in the band.
Should we go around? Okay, my name is RJ, and I like to party.
Yeah, I'm Jason. I do the vocals.
I'm Will, and I also like to party.
My name's Nick. I play bass in Valleys.
Nice. So, Robert's not here, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Got stuck in
Unfortunately.
traffic.
He's sick.
Oh,
Yeah.
R.I.P. Well, we're going to have a good time. We're going to invade the butcher shop. I'm excited for this. So, the first bands that are coming up, you guys are actually playing one of another locals as Oceans. So, tell me about them. You know, I know Will over here loves As Oceans.
Shout out to the homies from the Boonies. I've been following them for a long time. Legends of the North Carolina metal scene.
For sure.
Nice. Yeah, and we all know him because I remember you were telling me that you knew As Oceans, and I had friends that were in As Oceans, and the band before that, Seventh and Nile.
Yeah. I sort of
Yes.
grew up with them. I knew Logan and Joey. Is Joey still out in Switzerland?
I think so.
Making big
Yeah,
moves.
He's making big
Yeah.
moves.
He's very
He's
good
doing
with
right now.
Yeah,
And so is
he's
As
so good with
Oceans.
instruments too. He'll just play
Logan
everything.
or anybody from As Oceans, if you're listening in, we really need to put together a show.
Yes, I second that.
Or tour.
You know.
Hey.
Here we go.
Anything.
Big moves.
So, I know Jason here has been working on his radio voice, and I know that you want to take my job with your DJ name. What's your DJ name?
Jazzy Jeff.
Yeah, that guy. I don't know.
Wasn't it Captain Jack or something
Oh
like
yeah,
that?
DJ Captain Jack or
his
something like
nickname's
Captain
Squid.
J Sparrow. No,
Captain
it's not.
J Sparrow. I love it. So, what are the first bands that we'll be playing tonight?
All right, tonight we're gonna have Invent Animate, Counterparts, Periphery, and As Ocean. Sit back while we take you on a ride.
That was beautiful. So, like he said,
Jack.
up first is White Wolf by Invent Animate. You're listening to the Saw's Butcher Shop, Valley's Takeover on WKNC Chainsaw Rock. What's up, Butcher Crew? Welcome back to Valley's Butcher Shop Takeover. I hope you enjoyed the first three bands that we played. We have plenty more coming your way, so stay tuned. I wanted to ask you guys a couple of questions right now. My first question is, how did you guys get into metal? First off.
Let's see how I got into metal. My next door neighbor, my friend Sam, he showed me. What were we listening to back then? I think Kill Switch Engage was coming out. I was hanging out with my friend Tyler, and I was listening to bands like All That Remains. Bullet for My Valentine just came out, and everyone was going nuts over that type of stuff. And that's where metal was introduced to me.
Yeah.
But that's just me. What about you guys?
Well, I've kind of always been into the more metal side of things. My parents listened to heavier music
Yeah, same.
whenever I was younger. So, I mean, I was 4 years old, riding to the beach, listening to Rob Zombie and stuff.
Living
like that.
Dead Girl was my anthem.
Yeah, it was great. It was great. It's a good time.
Oh, man. What about you, Will?
What about me? I kind of went chronologically. Got into AC/DC, Led Zeppelin, went to Black Sabbath, went to like Metallica, and then I was like, oh wait, I think Lamb of God was the first band with screaming that I listened to, and it just really resonated with me. Kind of didn't look back from there.
What about you, Nick?
So, when I was a kid, my parents, they got me into, like, I think my mom got me into, like, U2 and stuff like that. And then it went to Kiss. It wasn't really, like, metal, but honestly, everything changed when I went to the 2013 Vans Warped Tour. And the first band I saw there was Bring Me the Horizon. And that's when they first released their Sempiternal album. And they opened up with Shadow Moses. They got like 15 seconds into it, and they had to stop the show because the lady broke her leg. And then I was like, dude, the raw power and emotion behind that was just amazing. I was like, dude, that's what I want to get into. Like so awesome, like not
Nick,
that she broke her leg, but the music made me feel something. Until this day, when I work out, it still makes me feel something. So.
That's so dope. It's always good to work out, too. It's just like a big adrenaline rush. So my next question is, how did you guys become a band?
Okay. Backstory. So, I'm probably, right now, because our drummer couldn't make it, like, I'm the most original member of this band now, because we've had a lot of different lineup changes to get where we are now. But I was brought over to this house that everyone called the Band House in Clayton, North Carolina.
Ooh.
North Carolina. And my friend brought me over, and we went into this detached garage. I can't remember if it was Christian's drum set up or what, but I remember that's where I met Robert officially, and we jammed a little bit, and from there it took off. And I was, at the time, it was Brandon and Mikey Clements, Angela Clement, they're like family. They it was their house, and they had a band called the Sacred Code, and a band that formed after that called Boats, based on a true story. And so when I came in, they were looking to have some sort of change, and I was just playing guitar. I'd never thought about playing guitar before. I started out on bass, and I thought that's where I was going to stay. So I joined their band, Boats, as their bassist, and their guitarist at the time, Brandon, he said, "You need to play guitar." I was like, "You were much better, and I've been wanting to play bass." So we made the switch, and we were just going to start writing, and that's right around the time we went through a couple of different lineup changes. Like, our vocalist went to be the drummer and the vocalist, and then back and forth, and then we got Robert in the band, and then we finally got something, and then we wrote and recorded Reborn, the EP. The
Nice.
first EP in 2013. That's when we started, and I think we released it in like 2014, and it got a lot of really good publicity and playback from all our friends and stuff, and that's kind of where we started.
Cool. What about you, Jason?
I joined the band officially April 24th of 2014.
Down to the date. It was
Down
a
to
special
the
It
date.
popped up in my memories earlier this year. So
Shout out to Facebook.
yeah,
Yeah.
thanks Facebook, always keeping me on point.
With
But
birthdays and all.
yeah. So I was in a band called For All It's Worth down in Fayetteville, North Carolina, and
Vietnam.
yeah, I met Mikey outside of one of our shows, and he was selling tickets to a boat show actually. So I bought a ticket from him, and so I ended up moving up to Raleigh in December of 2013, and his girlfriend at the time hit me up and told me that they were looking for a clean vocalist. So that's what I was mainly doing at the time. So I tried out, and they told me no. And I was like, all right, whatever, because I was doing my side project,
Yeah.
But then they called me a week later, and Mikey was like, I really think we jumped the gun, come back out try out again. We're gonna give you a few, direction, just so you know the direction in which we want to go, and see if you can swing that direction. And from there, it just kind of snowballed, and here we find ourselves.
Nice.
Yeah, that was cool.
What about you, Will?
I do not remember the exact date, unfortunately.
Facebook didn't remind you?
Facebook did not remind
Probably look
me.
it up on
How
Messenger.
Yeah, I need to
disappointing.
take
You
that
hit
up.
me up, didn't
I
you?
need to take that up with Zuckerberg.
Actually, Damien
I
has
believe it
one.
was Damien Hasbin. Yeah, I had been a fan of Valley's previously, and I was jamming with my buddy Damien and a few other guys, and it was kind of a just for fun thing. That actually turned out to be the band Life in Motion now, which they're actually doing cool things.
Big
but
thing.
anyway,
Big thing.
yeah, he
Big
told me.
moves.
He told me Brandon Skurlark had left Valleys, and he hit up Robert and was like, "You guys need to have Will come try out." So I think I just ended up blowing up RJ's phone for like a week until he told me to come to a practice, and I did, and I guess the rest is history. This was like
Nice.
2 years ago, 3 years ago. I don't know.
Didn't you learn like almost all the songs on our record Asylum just from YouTube?
By ear.
Yes,
By freaking ear.
that is correct.
I'm proud, Jason.
And
gotta
how
watch my
about
mouth.
you, Nick?
All right, back to me again.
All right, Nick.
So like, how I joined Valleys. Okay, so this was
You were a little snake.
Oh,
I was a snake.
Whoa.
I think we were a
I
little more
applaud
mistake.
you. I applaud you.
I was a little snake.
You saw your opportunity and you hung on to
Slither,
I
it.
even came
An
to band
opportunist.
practice when the other bassist was still in the band, and I was,
Yeah.
yeah, remember
It,
that?
it wasn't awkward, people.
in the
it was not.
in the storage unit, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't practice in a storage unit anymore. But back to the topic. But yeah, I basically did the same thing Will did. I blew up everybody's phone, stalked them, went to their house. And,
You hear a knock,
Yeah.
knock, knock on your window. It's not the radio.
yeah, it's when you like, it's when you want a job really bad, but you're like, dang it, this is like the only job that like really fits me. So I gotta like bug them as much as I would as if I was calling 10 jobs.
That's right.
So, but yeah, that happened. I learned everything by ear. Probably didn't get everything right, but
It worked.
it sounds good. But I joined, and it's been great so far.
Awesome. So while you're at it, can you tell us the next bands that I'll be playing?
Yeah. So the next set of bands that are coming up, it's gonna be Heart of a Coward, After the Burial, the Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza, the Contortionist, and Whitechapel.
You're listening to Valley's Takeover in the Saw's Butcher Shop, only on WKNC's Chainsaw Rock.
Do it up.
Sweet.
What's good, Butcher Crew? It's your girl, The Saw, and welcome to the Saw's Butcher Shop, Valley's Takeover. We have been playing some great bands that I haven't played often in the Butcher Shop, so thank you for the new music that was being played.
You're very welcome.
Shout out to you. I really enjoyed listening to the new music and picking out the songs from your playlist. I noticed that RJ's yours was more like metalcore gent, and then Will's yours was like deathcore, hardcore, and I really like that. I enjoyed going back and forth. It was so hard trying to narrow it down.
So hard.
It was so hard. Good thing I didn't have 5. I would have died. But speaking of new music, the first song in this segment is actually a new song that is dropping from you guys tonight called Moonchild off your new record. So let's talk about the new record, shall we?
Let's do it.
Let's
So-
talk
What
about
would you like to know?
So,
We're
well,
limited on what we can say.
okay. I understand that. But I want to know, like,
Gotta keep people on
the
their
music
toes.
process. Like, did you guys write the lyrics first and then do the music, or
No.
write the music and then do the lyrics? Like, how'd you guys do it?
We wrote an entire
10-song album and threw it in the garbage and wrote another one that was better.
That was 12 songs.
That was 12. That's right.
Yeah,
It's going to be 12 songs.
10 songs. 12 songs.
12 tracks.
12 tracks.
We
So
actually,
we've always written like behind a computer. Like we've never like how bands sometimes have done it before. Like when we were younger and we'd join like local bands and we'd write in a room together. We'd meet up with our friends and go do stuff, and then we'd go in the room and then write some music. And that's, well, we sort of did that. We started out kind of getting a feel because this was the first time this band was like actually like put together with all the members that we have now. And we got done with the album, the first one. Yeah. And then we went to the studio. By the way, the studio we went to, great group of guys.
Black Plate?
Black Plate Productions.
Shout out to John Barrier.
Shout out
Garrett
to John
Barefoot.
Barrier. It has,
Travis Hare.
I just want
Yeah.
to say it has been a very long road with you guys, and John changed my day.
thanks for putting up with us, y'all.
Thanks.
But
I think the main thing about this album is that we really wanted it to be organic. We wanted it to be something that we could all stand behind and, hold above our head like, hey, we sat in a room, we all fleshed this out, we all took it apart, did it, redid it again, and we just wanted it to be something that every single person that enjoys our music, past and present, could groove to
Yeah.
and have fun with, but also carry a message and a meaning that, would really resonate with a lot of people as well. So,
That's cool.
Absolutely.
So, what's the story behind Moonchild?
well,
Well, musically, we thought just for where the song will be kind of found on the album,
was this the last
we
song?
wanted kind of a big epic kind of
finish.
We
just
needed
a
a
big
finisher.
one. We need a big one. So we wanted a heavy breakdown. We wanted some cool leads and a build up and things of that nature. So we kind of wrote musically in that direction. And I think that kind of those theatrics
I think it
made it very
translated.
easy to
Really
write
took off
lyrics
quite
to.
well. Mhm.
Yeah, lyrically, it's about the fear
Sips
of
coffee.
failure. In today's society, I see a lot of people being really pressured to be perfect. We live in a very politically strained and correct society. So I think that it's important to recognize the pressure that it puts on people that might not have kept up with the times. I'm not condoning any crazy behavior or anything, but just pressure in itself, especially from your peers and the people that
Yeah.
you hold dear, to live up to that standard of perfection these
Yeah.
days is it's a little too much sometimes. And so this song is about the fear of falling off of that road. Failure is a scary
Awesome.
thing.
That's awesome. Well, I'm so excited that I have the honor of dropping it, and this is the first time. This is the first time it's being played,
Yes.
right? Well,
Yeah.
this is dope. A first for the Butcher Shop, y'all. And the first time that I've had a band in. Again, thank you for coming. It's been great. So, so Will,
Miss
would you like to tell us the bands coming up?
Well, there's first going to be these hacks from Clayton, North Carolina, called Valleys. That's going to be our new song up first. We got For the Fallen Dreams after that, followed by Kadinja, one of my favorites, and then some of that new Chelsea Grin.
Yes, off of Eternal Nightmare, their new record, which is dope. Now, Jason, I know that you love to be a.
Let's see if I can not mess this
Let's
up.
do it. DJ
All right.
name and all.
All right. All right, you're listening to DJ Captain Jack on 88.1 FM HD1 Raleigh.
Beautiful. What's up, Butcher Crew? It's your favorite college radio DJ, The Saw, and welcome back to The Saw's Butcher Shop Valley's Takeover. We've been talking about shows and bands, and the first time I actually saw you guys perform was when you guys opened up for After the Burial, Ymir, Fit for a King, Fit for an Autopsy, and Event Anime in Greensboro for the Carry the Flame tour. It was insane. You guys are one of like the first local bands that like I really enjoyed and like really liked. Big fan. So I want to know, like, what's your favorite like show that you've opened up for?
So
That's a
many.
hard question.
Like we've opened
I'm
up
coming
for a lot
with
of
the
bands.
good questions, y'all.
I really liked opening for Summer Slaughter at the Ram's Head Live in Baltimore. That was really fun. There was like 800 people in the crowd at least. You know, like the balcony was full, and we got to really play with some huge names in the industry. So that was really fun.
We had no room too. Like everything was backline, and we had maybe like 5 feet of like space to
Yeah.
spin
If
and
that.
get.
That's how it was at the Carry the Flame show too.
Yeah.
At Arizona Pete's.
I think I
No
punched someone in the
space.
throat at that show, though. In the pit, the Labyrinthian Ghost went after the barrel, dropped that siren there. I just let some windmills rip, and I really feel like I felt someone's throat crack underneath.
Well, you're not at a metal show unless someone gets punched in the throat. So, facts.
I still feel bad.
Sorry to whoever that was. If you're
My
listening,
bad, bro.
My bad. My fault. So, do you have any like fun stories like on the road traveling? I know I've heard like a van multiple
You mean
times.
besides almost dying?
Yeah.
Let's talk about fun.
Let's talk about
The Valley's definition of fun.
It's
on
almost
tour.
dying.
Don't break down on the side of 95 in the middle of the night where there's no lights, because transfer trucks do not care.
Yeah.
They will hit you.
They will. They'll do
It's
it.
very scary.
Yeah.
Okay.
1-lane road in the middle of a bridge.
Do you guys have any stories where there's not a near-death experience, or is every
Well, there's
story
another one
like
that,
that?
involves fire and I-40 being
Okay.
closed down, a little more local to this area.
It still involves almost dying.
Shout out Jake. That's right. He was in there
Jake was in.
in the line of fire, literally, no pun. He was almost on fire.
Yeah.
I think our second tour, I think it was our second tour, was it? When we were in Virginia Beach, me and Mikey Clement got roofied at a bar. People tell me I fought a Dairy Queen sign.
Oh, yeah.
who
You
won?
fought a Dairy Queen?
Yeah,
Jason,
and
who
the
won?
fence,
Let me help with
the
this
fence,
story.
Probably. I
So-
lost my OtterBox, but not my phone. Don't know how that happened. I thought my dad had died. It was very weird, crazy night. 8 hours of my life I'll never get back.
Yeah, I want to help with this story because it's a funny one.
It's an
tell you better
experience.
because I don't remember it.
So
He wasn't roofied.
Virginia Beach, we were on tour. It was our night off, and we just was like, hey, let's walk up and down the boardwalk. So we went up and down from like First Street all the way down to like 31st Street, back and forth. At one point, we split up. And
That's never a good idea.
It's
to
never a
split
good
up.
idea.
Never
But we were
split
like,
up.
it's
It
us.
wasn't a good idea.
What could go wrong?
Everything.
So we were handing out flyers. I think we had a show the next day, and we were handing out like little stickers and stuff like that had all our information on it and everything. And we lost Mikey and Jason. We couldn't get a hold of them. We couldn't call them. Nothing. They weren't picking up their phone. We didn't know where they were. So we're going up and down the boardwalk, looking for them. And it takes maybe an hour and a half before I look to the left across the street, and Jason is doing what you would probably see like when the pit's about to start at a show.
Oh, God.
He's moving like that by himself.
Oh, God. Like a
And that-
half two-step.
Sorta, and he's really getting into it. And then right next to him,
It's his Captain Jack
this
dance.
is Captain Jack.
That's
dance.
his Captain Jack
and
dance.
and Mikey's standing next to him, sort of punching the fence in front of him, and I don't think he knew like what was going on. So his brother Brandon runs over there to find out what happens, and for some reason Mikey just turns around and swings on him. I don't think they connect, but he swings on him. And after that, we kept walking. We were like, okay, let's just let them cool off, which was also not a good idea. We probably should have gotten them and just gotten in the van and gone back home, but we were like, let's just keep walking because whatever. And
there.
They left us.
Big
there.
mistake.
we lose them again. We can't find them. And
You gotta
then
put him on a leash.
we go up and down Boardwalk again. We find Jason in front of a Dairy Queen. This is way after everything's closed down. There's nobody out there. Find Jason in front of a Dairy Queen doing that same hardcore dance.
He's still doing it.
And we can't find Mikey. And we're like, oh, crap. Like, we cannot get, like, a DUI in public or anything like that because that will not be good because we have a show the next day. Like, we don't want to deal with that. So we're worried we can't find Mikey. We're going up and down the boardwalk. And then we go, like, right where the beach is, like the actual boardwalk. And we see what goes on at Virginia Beach after hours.
Oh, somebody was having sex on the beach. I remember that. No, that was in New Jersey.
That was in New Jersey. I think on a different tour. And I'm pretty sure there was drug use, but we're not going to get into that. But we're going down boardwalk looking for things. I'm getting scared walking down this boardwalk at like this late because it didn't feel safe. And I look over and I see two cops. They got their lights on. And I'm like, crap, Mikey. And we go over there. And Mikey's already got his hands behind his back. He turns around and sees us. And he's got this grin on his face like he thinks it's the funniest thing. And apparently they found him in the bush that he was standing next to. And he was getting taken to jail because he was too drunk,
dang.
and that was just what happened. I think he ended up going to the bathroom in the holding cell when he got there. But yeah, we didn't find out like what was going on until a few days later. We found out from you and Mikey, like y'all got roofied at a bar.
This bar. We went to this bar called the Retro, and before that, we had walked around bar hopping, taking shots. We were looking for black rum, but we couldn't find any. It's apparently in high demand, but nobody has any supply for some reason. But anyway, so we go to this bar called the Retro, and this lady starts handing us free shots, man. Like, she's supposed to be the bartender, and she's like, yeah, I got this new whiskey called Larceny. It's 99 proof. And we're like, okay, yeah, we'll try it, because we would down like fifths in a night and still walk a line. So we were just like, oh yeah, we can handle it. Let's try it, you know. And she gave us like 3 or 4 free shots, and I'm highly convinced that one of those shots had drugs in it because I cannot for the life of me remember from that moment until I came to, and somebody called me and's like, did your dad die of a heart attack? And I'm like, wait, what? They're like, yeah, somebody posted on Facebook about your dad dying, and I'm like, holy crap. Okay, and I started freaking out, and that's when they tried to shove me in the van. That didn't work either.
Hey, Jason, tell us about that one time up in Detroit, Michigan, when we were at the Denny's about that
Oh yeah,
waiter.
this guy. Okay,
Oh,
so he spilled coffee on my crotch, purposefully. I really think it was purposefully because like he immediately tried to like pat down my crotch area, and I'm just like, guy, okay, that's cool. You know, I've got shorts in the car, it'll be all right. But like he was trying to fill me up. I ended up getting some free food, but it was a very uncomfortable situation.
And then he asked you if you wanted some burn.
Oh yeah, he was like, you want me to put some burn cream on it? And I'm like, no.
Wow.
Oh my God.
I'm good.
That's
dude.
You guys on tour.
Late
it's
night
just-
Denny's in Detroit.
Like, honestly, this needs to be a reality TV show where they just follow you guys on tour.
I
Like,
mean,
I
we've been
feel
told
like
that. We've been told
I think it would be the
that
most
a lot.
entertaining thing. Like, I would watch it.
Michigan is lit.
Yeah, I mean,
you guys are
Michigan
crazy.
lit.
concerned for the
y'all are
safety of
nuts.
the cameras.
But okay, we're gonna play some songs now because that was a lot of tour stories and a lot of random ones.
Yeah.
But you know, you fighting a Dairy Queen sign was. I wish I could have saw that.
I will fight anything
when you're roofied.
when I'm roofied.
But RJ, tell us what's next.
All right, so up next we have Fallujah, The Afterimage, Veil of Maya, Suicide Silence, and Cult Leader.
You're listening to WKNC's Valley's Butcher Shop Takeover. What's good, Butcher Crew? We are on to the last segment of Valley's Takeover. It hasn't felt like it's been 2 hours.
No, it doesn't.
It really hasn't. It's been wild. But we're still here, and I hope you have enjoyed hanging out with us. I know I've enjoyed hanging out with you guys.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been awesome.
Sensational.
And so we've been listening to some of these songs in these bands and talking about tours. So I want to know, what has been your favorite tour that like you've seen as a fan?
Ooh, the one. Oh man, I can't remember all the bands that were on it because it was been a long time for me. It was a long time ago. It was literally Veil of Maya, Periphery, After the Burial, and I can't remember who else. But it was all like the who's who of the bands like we like are greatly influenced by and listen to on a daily basis. But that was mine. That was a while ago.
I always enjoy seeing Veil. They're super cool guys and they make great music. But I also always enjoy seeing the Contortionists too because their live show, and I don't know if they mean to, but they just come off so eerie. Like it's such an eerie sensation watching them. It's great.
Makes me contort.
Makes me feel uncomfortable, but in a good way.
In a good way, as metal should.
Yeah, it's hard to pick a favorite show. I think my favorite band to see live is probably Between the Buried and Me.
I'd have to second that.
Yeah, I think I've seen them like 10 times at this point. I don't know. Maybe one of the best ones I think was actually the Contortionist was the opener. It was like BT Bam and Animals as leaders in Wilmington at the beach.
Yeah.
All of the gent.
I saw
that's a pretty
Animals
good
as
one.
Leaders with Veil of Maya like a few years ago. It was pretty
Oh,
cool.
I remember that one. And
Yeah.
there was that Wes Houck and like Keith Marrow. Yeah, I'm guitar nerding right now. What about you, Nick? What about you?
Well, the 2013 Warped Tour probably, but like a really cool one that I went to was the House of Blues in Myrtle Beach. It was Coheed and Cambria and Polyphia.
Oh,
So
Oh,
good.
that sounds good.
And
that was recent too.
it was really cool because I'm actually good buddies with Calais from Polyphia. He was actually my bass teacher for a little bit, and it was so funny because the House of Blues is really friggin' big. Okay, and so basically, yeah, I was just jamming. They were playing their song Finale, and I was jamming mad hard. And he saw me in the crowd, and he like pointed at me, and it was kind of cool. And like we hung out. And
It's like a bonding moment.
stuff.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Super bonding.
Yeah, I think my favorite would be because like the two bands that got me into like metalcore and then got me into like heavier stuff would be when I saw Miss May I, Upon a Burning Body, and Currents.
Oh, yeah.
And that was really good because like my two favorite bands, and it was for Miss May I's new record, and it was like I love that record. And it was such a good show. But now my next question is, who would you like love to tour with?
Oh man,
Local,
everyone,
anyone.
everyone. I want to tour with everyone.
So would you
At
tour
least
like
once.
I want you guys to open for a black metal band. I think that'd be the funniest thing.
I love
I would-
black metal. Like, yes, please give me all the
Yeah.
static.
Tour with Behemoth.
If we
Behemoth.
could tour with
Holy
Behemoth,
crap.
I would.
You want to tour with the Pope?
He really is. He's got his own secluded little bus. He's got one seat. One seat
Right.
only.
One seat only.
Surrounded by glass.
He's fam. He's fam.
So now here's a hard question that I've been telling you guys about, and Will over here has saying that he cannot figure it out. If you had to make your dream lineup, what bands would be in it?
Well,
Oh my
see, that's
God.
a broad
How
question.
many
'cause
bands
what
do
do you
we get?
establish
anyone
some
you
ground
want.
rules here.
But obviously, your band has to be in it.
Well, how many
Obviously.
bands are on
we'll
the
put our
show?
band in it.
I mean, you can make it a festival, whatever. Do your top 5.
Top 5 bands. Okay, so do we
Who's
count
gonna
as one of the
headline?
5?
No,
No.
Do they have to still be active bands?
no,
Can they be bands but with old members?
yes.
Okay, so
This is very
Valleys,
technical.
Valleys, North Lane, Old North Lane, Adrian Days. Obviously, I'd love to get on with Vale and Periphery on that too. North Lane, Vale, Periphery. What do I got? Two more. Ooh, this is getting real hard.
Who's gonna be the opener?
Us.
Oh, I thought we were headlining.
Oh yeah, Silent Planet, and then to top it all off,
Behemoth.
Probably,
That makes sense.
probably BT Bam would be the headliner for sure.
Yeah.
They're wild, crazy.
I would have to say that, yeah, like
Tasty.
if I was gonna open up a show, BT Bam would definitely be the headliner or co-headliner. I'm trying to think of a bigger band than that. Like actually, no, yeah.
John, we're not putting Nickelback on the show.
I would love.
Look at this
we could put them in
photograph.
this top 5.
I'd love
In the
to.
top 5.
I'd love to play a
Nickelback?
show with Korn.
Oh
Korn?
yeah, that'd be dope.
Michael Jackson.
Please,
Yeah.
Korn, if you're listening,
If
please
you're
let me
really
do guest vocals
considering
for
it,
Clown.
like bring him back to life. Like
I
you bring
mean,
the coffin on stage.
hologram-
Is that too much? That's too much.
That's too much, but the hologram is not too much.
The hologram isn't. Oh, yeah. But yeah, I'd say BT Bam is a big one.
Yeah.
That's a lot of options, man. That's
Do you have an answer, Will?
I've got 4 more.
Oh,
I can name one.
yeah. Let's go to Nick first.
I can't think. There's too many bands.
Definitely not Valleys, because well,
well, we have to be on the show.
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we're the
Oh.
opening act.
I'm sorry. Okay. Well, I guess Valleys.
I guess.
Valleys before Nick was in it.
Oh,
Oh,
Oh.
are you
I
telling
don't-
us you don't want to be?
No,
I don't
no,
agree
I'm
with
joking.
that.
This has took like a
I
dark
guess
turn.
I guess I'm an okay guy. All right, so Valleys, probably be like Invent Animate, Periphery,
Mm.
Silent Planet, Bring Me the Horizon,
And Schmegma.
You can say that.
Shout out to Sean and all those guys.
dude, I don't know, man.
I'm coming at you with the tough questions.
Let's just throw
Yeah,
After
you
the
would.
Burial in there again.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
No,
almost literally like the show they all opened up for that I saw you guys. That's
much,
almost
like-
the exact lineup.
Those are super cool dudes, man. They Nick let their bassist play his dingwall that night, and he seemed to fall in love with that. I hope you went out and got a dingwall, bro.
he didn't because he's endorsed.
Wait, have
Oh.
these fit for a King's bass player?
Can we open up
No.
for Dream Theater?
Dream Theater, yes.
Dream.
Or
Throwing
Avenged
it back.
Sevenfold.
Avenged Sevenfold. would be
Avenged
a
Sevenfold.
big one.
Yeah.
Or Metallica, but they
Yeah.
have to let us use their light show.
You can't open up for Avenged Sevenfold unless you sound similar to Axl Rose, because then if you don't fit the bill.
Yeah. What about Velvet Revolver?
Oof. Oh, Will, you haven't given me an answer yet.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. I made one while Nick was doing that.
On your notepad.
Eat it. BT Bam, Architects, Fit for an Autopsy, Carnifex, and I'm gonna
Ooh.
throw Lamb of God in there. 'cause
Oh, yeah, that's dope.
That's
John.
a live band. Yeah, shout
like
out,
that.
shout out, John.
I like
That
that.
Mark 5 tone. Nobody gets that
That's
except
dope.
for John. Change my diaper.
Change
John.
my diaper.
Change my diaper. Yeah, that's kind of hard. I don't even know, like, if I could even answer that. I feel like my deathcore kid comes out, but also my hardcore, because I would want to have, like, a stack lineup of hardcore bands like Kubla Khan, and then have, like, Locals Mess open up.
That
But
would
then
be
I would want, like, Dying Fetus and, like, of course, Whitechapel there.
I love mixed genre shows.
Oh,
because
yeah,
it
I think
brings-
it's
it
so
brings
cool.
People. That's what I love about mixed genre shows, because you'll have people from different cliques and different scenes and stuff like that, and then they come to a show and then they end up talking to people, and they're like, "Oh, wow, we're
Yeah.
not so different," and it brings people together.
That's, like,
and
the
that
cool
is
thing about
awesome.
music.
Yes,
You know, like, even,
the
like,
whole thing, music.
yeah, even though, like, metal has, like, different subgenres, if it's all mixed, it's like we're all one big family. And I think that's, like, the
Exactly.
coolest thing, because I haven't seen that with any other genre.
Everyone's fan.
I found my number 5, by the way.
Okay, what is
Who
it?
is it?
Guar.
Yes.
My God.
Yes. But don't get in the front, because you will get wet on that ride.
That's okay. That's what you're there to see Guar for. You don't go to a Guar show and say, "No, I don't want blood on me." Okay, that's part of the show. That's the
Part of the
experience.
show.
I saw Guar in Whitechapel one time. That was. I might have to change my answer for best.
I'm seeing Guar with Miss May I when they come to the Lincoln in November.
Oh yeah.
It's going to be interesting.
Get in the front.
I'm going to be in the front for Miss May I, and then I'm leaving. Like, I'm going to stand in the back
Come
on the
on.
balcony, so I won't, like...
What if they just
Get
shoot
wet.
up there?
Well, then I'm screwed,
Yep.
pretty much. But I know you love taking my job,
Okay.
so I'm going to let you introduce the last final 3 bands of the Valley's Takeover.
All right. I am. I'm Jason with Valleys, and these last 3 songs that we're gonna rip through your airwaves with are Groove Train by Delusions of Grandeur, Humanity's Last Breath, and Thy Art is Murder. Sit back and relax, because we're going to take you to Pound Town.
You're listening to Valley's Takeover in the Sauce Butcher Shop, only on WKNC's Chainsaw Rock.
Get some!
All right, guys, that's all I have for you tonight. Thank you again, Valleys, for invading my butcher shop.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for having us.
Yeah,
No problem.
it's been an experience.
It's been great. The first band to come in, I think it's been a success. Really a fun time. I have enjoyed it. So, for my butcher crew out there, where can they find you guys?
You can find us on every social media platform at valleysnc. Whatever. Yeah, Valleys
Valleys
NC.
NC.
That's our tag.
At
Got it.
Valleys NC.
Yep.
And then, are there any shows coming up that you guys will be playing at?
Actually, we have a show October 13th in Charlotte. We're doing a benefit to raise money for hurricane relief. So if you're in the area, come out and check that out. If you need to hit up the event, check out our social medias. It'll be all over there.
Awesome. Where's the, the venue you guys are playing at?
I don't.
Let me look it up right quick.
All right, we're just going to look it up.
Still.
Keg and Q, yeah, that's right.
Okay, awesome. So go check them out. They're dope live. I've seen them a couple of times, and you will not be disappointed. That's all I can say. But in other news, I released a show review when I went to go see Ozzy trying to run away from Hurricane Florence. And it was awesome. If you want to find out what happened when they played War Pigs and Zakk Wylde doing an insane guitar solo, you can find that on the saucebutchershop.com, and also how I got Ozzy's set list. I almost died, but it was insane. Thank you again, Valleys, for hanging out with me. Next week, I will be playing them during the Bone Cruncher. Tune in for that. And I have a major announcement next week that you don't want to miss. It involves local butchers. It involves the NC State Fair. Valleys already knows what I'm talking about, but you can't say anything.
We won't tell anyone.
Yes, can't tell anyone, but they talked about this. And so just stay tuned. It's going to show up. But I hope you guys have a great weekend. I will see you in my butcher shop real soon. You're listening to Chainsaw Rock, only on WKNC 88.1. Stay
Later.
metal.